Welcome back to Factorio building the Hyperbase. I have just watched a delivery of our processing units to the module area, but you will notice that it doesn't actually last particularly long. It has started producing, well, a handful of the productivity modules, which of course is what we ideally want. You'll note it doesn't really use that many bots to do the whole thing. In fact, what actually are the module build numbers that we have at the moment? Hard to see over 5 seconds. What about over 1 minute? We're getting 7 productivity modules a minute, 88 speed module 3s. So I guess we may have overbalanced on speed modules a little bit, but we do need more of them ultimately. Never mind. So what are we going to do this episode? Well, there's multiple things we can do, multiple priorities. I would like to build out another one of these so that we have more feeding our processing units. Because one train, clearly there's very long gaps between this one. In fact, I think this module build could probably cope with all of these built out and supplying the processing units to it to really get a bit of a move on. But obviously anything we do in this regard comes back to, well, have we filled out all the modules here? And we are missing processing modules all over here as well. So there is that issue. Copper shouldn't be an issue now. We're getting fed fairly frequently with the copper. What do we actually have waiting here? We have 1 iron and 2 copper, so that's pretty good. There are some other things that we can attend to as well. I think one issue that we have, we're building out into yet another layer. Aside from the fact that this is going to be done fairly soon, what are we up to? 18. We've done 18 rows. I think you'll find that actually no, we're not overstuffed with wood as I thought we might be, but it is having trouble unloading the stone and the coal that it's picked up. So we need to do something about the recycling of resources at this end. That's what I'm doing there. I probably need to do the same with the stone and the coal, because obviously these have filled out completely. So there's that. There's also here, I want to get the steel online, but I think we will actually take a detour first of all, fix up the removal of those resources from the solar train, and we may even build out the next section of the solar train, because we're getting to that point when we're going to need it, and that's something different. So it's nice to do different things every now and then. And gee, this is a long trip with this fairly slow jet, so that's kind of why I want to finish off that other build that we had, so that we can you know, build the better, well, faster at least, jet, and get round our not so small factory anymore a little bit faster. Wow, all that distance just to get to this train. I tell you what, we'll use the train to go the rest. Or is that a good idea? No, it's sound. It's a sound idea. Let's use that to get back to the main base. Have a sip of coffee. And see where we can get to. Now, I realise we've actually slowed down on the release of episodes. It's there's a long way to go with one of these, and you'll just have to bear with me, but I'll see if I can get a few done today so that we can be a little more effective with getting them out to you. It does take a long time to build one of these, especially if you build them as I am, in a native kind of way rather than using sort of cheat mode to do it, if you like. Personally, I like the actual building of the factory. I'm not taking anything away from people who use sort of cheat mode to set it up. I mean, there are some amazing factories out there done that way, but I like the building of everything. It's more playing the game to me. I would like a we've got 87,000 wood, and we're not really getting rid of it. I kind of would like to get, well, would like to get rid of the wood. So that's another thing that we should probably do. Let's just run up here for now. So many things that I've put on hold. There's always something that needs to be done. I should have jumped on that train. Looks like it's going backwards and forwards almost constantly because it was not able to clear these resources that it's been picking up. So hopefully that will help. What I want to do to set up the next row is basically copy everything including this, the blueprint. So this will just give me a reference point. I actually don't know why I think I need all of this extra. I don't need it at all. All I need to copy for a reference is to the end of here. And all the numbers in this part should then work to build from this point. So that's all we actually need. Now we do need to run along here, but yeah. I'm not 100% sure that this will work, but I think it should, because we've got an even number of these things, so it should work with the separation that you have to give the rail. Almost there. So basically the idea is we want to get to there. And I don't actually need any of this part to already be built out, because it will get built out when the rest of this thing gets built. So, what do we actually need? That's the resources we need. So I probably should have just brought my plane up here. Let's put the bots to work, doing everything that they can do. So that's pretty good, but we are missing a few things here. We are basically missing all of these guys, which is fine. If I get all of the combinators and things that we're missing, we should be pretty much good to go, and perhaps the only thing then we need to worry about is putting in a control structure. Let's swap these guys back. Putting in a control structure so the first one will finish before it gets to well, before it exceeds 20, I guess. We'll get to 20 and stop. Not that it would necessarily hurt us, but that's just a nice even number that we can stop at. Good time to bring back some bot action. Here we go. Are we going to connect these, or are we going to run out of rail? That is the big question. I think we're going to run out. Not too far off though. So I guess what we'll do is I will grab some rail, grab my train, come up here with a bunch of rail and combinators. I don't think we're actually making combinators in the main base. I can't remember. It's been a little while, but we'll see. There goes that train. Let's just see how effective it is. So what are we able to do here? Not much. What's going on? There's 2 construction robots doing something. There's one of them. Probably just waiting for the other guy to place that, and then the count will start again and we'll get another one extended out. So that's not too terrible, but this is going backwards and forwards constantly, which is slightly annoying, I guess. But this time, it must have already started the count, actually. So very soon now our auto expansion will grow another tile here. It looks like we're going to lose the bottom of this because we're going up one more row. That's the 19th row to about there before we start moving over, and obviously we're going to cover over this guy as well. Hashtag solar is what it's called. So let me just see, do we have combinators? It does not look like it. Right. How many do we need? We need 11 decider combinators, which means we need a whole bunch of electronic circuits. I might need those as well. Decider combinators, and we need copper cable. Any copper in there? No. We might just have to pilfer that from here. So 5, 10, 15. How many did we say we needed? 11 and 6 arithmetic combinators. And we need one of these guys, the blueprint deployer. Oops, what else? What else? What else? Yes, we were short. We were short stack inserters. I think we were short some of those and some of those as well. And let's also get some rail in the amount of 2,000, and let's auto trash our wood. Should have plenty of rail still. Yes, we do. And this thing has plenty of stone to draw on without using any of this, which is good. Probably don't need as much rail as I'm requesting. Oh, I only requested 1,000. I thought it was 2,000. Alright, that's fine. Jump on board. Let's go to #solar and get this done. Right. Oops, wrong direction. Go to manual mode. Okay, and back up. Till we get to the point where we've run out on the top layer. Whoops. Which is just here. There we go. Let's just see how this is going. Yes, they are actually using this now. So if we have a look up the top here, you can see it's extended out another pattern, which is very good. So I mean, it is some time before that's going to be done. Let me just jump back on this guy and we will go down and finish up the rest of the build down here. I should have everything that we may have been missing except the blueprint. So, if we jump out and swap these guys over, with a bit of luck it will build out everything else. I think we're missing at least a couple of constant combinators. 3 is the number that we need. So there we go. Actually, these are filter inserters. Stack filter inserters, so we need at least 3 of them as well. 4. And that is probably just about that. These are living in a microcosm at the moment. Okay. Worth noting. What's the other things of import? This one is called Solar U, so this can be called Solar 2U. The bottom one was called hashtag solar, so this can be hashtag solar2. Something like that. And we haven't set up our, let's just swap these back. We haven't set up an automated termination condition over here. Let me just think about this. So I might just pop back there and I'll have a think once I'm there as to what we can do. So, what's your condition again? If t equals... Oh, right, so that's an instant in time, then we generate that. So that was a specific thing from this count. Where are we? Oh, we're up there. Good. That's just a little bit close. So I guess what I want is the C signal. So this would be another decider combinator probably. Oh, got tons down there. And if we picked up... does not pick up the C signal. Okay. Because that's a red signal. Right, let's go. There we go, C. So, what I'm interested in is, as long as C is less than 200, output everything, and it should take what is this? Okay. So this one probably needs to do that. And then need one more so that I can delete that one. And that probably isn't going to work because it needs to be carrying through we need that. I think, and we need not that. So X is being ruined at this point. So this is not such a good idea after all. Right. I think that will be fine. I guess I'll find out soon enough. Need this bit to finish and to observe that. So what I'm trying to do basically is it won't generate this robot signal which it needs to actually slap down the blueprint unless C is less than 200. That in theory is the case, but it's going to take a little bit of time just to make sure that it does that without falling over. So I guess we'll leave you there, and hopefully it's all working. Yeah, I mean, this will take a little bit of time. It doesn't take forever, but it does take a little bit of time. We've only got well, 950 maximum robots on it, but until for example this one is powered up, which it is at this point, this doesn't really come into position, and then once it is in position it gives orders to bots that then have to go and pick up stuff and travel a very long way, which is why we're limiting this to only 20 rows, which only is actually quite a lot. I will quickly check the power for you. We have 144 now. 150 would be 9 gigawatts. We're using about 4.5, so we're just over 50%, I guess, of our capacity, not counting the steam engines. But anyway, thanks for joining me for this, guys, and we'll have a look at how it's doing next episode. See you then. Bye bye for now.